Hello, it's Powder. It's been a bit, hasn't it? I quit VTubing for a while there, so we have a lot of catching up to do. Why did 1 month turn into 2 months, turn into 3 months? I do have some bullet points written down, just so I can stay on topic. Not go off on too many tangents, but hopefully the Warhammer miniature assembly and painting can hold you over. So let's just jump into it. Mid to late August, I was on medical leave. I had a medical emergency where I lost a lot of blood and had to be monitored by doctors and do a bunch of tests. I believe I was gone for 10 days, but I did come back. I was just not in a good place mentally or physically. I was kind of in a recovery period, but I still chose to stream on Twitch after those initial 10 days. I was streaming Chronos, which I highly recommend if you are a fan of Dead Space or Callisto Protocol. And I will not listen to Callisto Protocol slander. I really enjoyed the game, and you should give it a chance. But anyway, I was playing Chronos, and then Iryna got stabbed and on the subway, and I saw that video circulating online. It was very disturbing and angering. And then shortly after, Charlie Kirk got shot, which also happened to be the same day as my mother's birthday. So very unfortunate timing. Overall, just angry and disappointed with what I saw and everyone's reaction to it. I dabble in politics a bit, and I was expecting more from the right. I do know that the left tends to organize more around shared goals, whereas the right gets caught up in individualism, which unfortunately leads to nothing getting done. So I honestly expected more of a reaction after Iryna and Charlie, but unsurprisingly, not much has happened over the last few months. But during and after that event, I was just angry and disappointed. And as someone who is already angry and disappointed with the way that things are in America, that those events added more fuel to that feeling. I was in extremely negative headspace, and I believe it was showing on stream on some of those days. So I needed I feel like that was the turning point for me when I came back, was easing back into content creation, and then those events happened, and I was like, I'm not having a good time. I'm kind of I feel about everything. The world, like very, very doom and gloom and upset. And then my Nana passed away a week later. So I was already pretty upset, and now I'm sad. And it was pretty tough on my dad and my brother. I wanted to make sure I was there for them, and I needed some time to grieve as well. I'd say probably the only good thing that happened in my real life was that on the 15th, it was my brother's birthday, which I remember asking you guys for some Magic the Gathering gift recommendations, and I took those recommendations and got him some cards, Final Fantasy, and a few other packs. I only play casually, so I don't know all the terms, but he really enjoyed that, and that was a pick me up in a time of anger and frustration. And then my nana passed away, and it was like, oh, back into the slump. The world sucks. What's going on? I'm so upset right now. Last thing I want to do is stream and pretend that everything's okay when I'm just upset. So I needed some time. Shortly after, my lease was up in October. So I was also scrambling to figure out, where am I gonna live? You know, my lease is up. If I renew, then the rent will go up, and I'm someone who's very cognizant of their finances. So I like to live within my means or below my means. And safe to say, moving was very productive for me. It was a very positive thing for me. I was able to keep my mind busy, keep my mind off of politics, keep my mind off of social media, keep my mind off of grieving and just all these upsetting things. So I kept it busy, was doing packing and projects and things like that, getting ready to move. And I will say the good news is that I did find a place, and it is somewhere that it makes more sense financially. It also is more permanent, and I just feel more stable and happy with where I am right now. So moving did not come without stressors. It wasn't all sunshine rainbows. There was a lot of projects, a lot of maintenance, a lot of talking with contractors and things like that, a lot of repairs and whatnot. But overall, it was a good experience, and it kept me away from the negativity that was online. There was a point in time where I did come back a little bit. I showed signs that I was going to come back, and I don't... My mod is going to kill me, Snake. I know, if you're watching this. I have to bring it up because it does pertain to the timeline. But, anywho, Sinder had come back after a 6-month hiatus and dropped a 1,000-page Google Doc. And as someone who was very intrigued by what happened in April, my ears perked up and I got excited when I saw that she came back 6 months later. I was like, oh my god, finally! Because back in April, I was someone who read all of the initial Google Docs and then made a document myself analyzing the situation and kind of asking some questions and noticing that the accusations didn't match the evidence and the claim of manipulation was very weakly supported. And so I was poking holes in the initial controversy. And then when Sinder came forward with more context, 1,000 pages worth of context, I got excited because I was like, oh my gosh, my questions will now finally be answered. So I got excited, and then I thought to myself, heck, it's been a long time since I've streamed. It's been a while since I've done anything, really made a video or anything like that. So maybe I can make a video on this Sinder stuff. So I read her 1,000-page Google document twice. I started writing a script, and I was 90% done with it. And then she went live for the first time in 6 months. And after that stream, I scrapped the idea. I just threw it in the trash. And the reason why is because I was there watching her stream, and I had my script up, and I was looking at it, and I was listening to her and watching the chat, and I noticed that she's gonna be okay. And she was ready to move on. She has a loving and supportive community that is like ride or die, that understands the nuances and nuances of the situation, I should say. And financially and friendshiply with her community, she's gonna be okay. She seemed good to go. She got a puppy, which is awesome. Getting a puppy always helps. But I sat there and I thought to myself, okay, who is this going to benefit? If I make a video, like, I'm not someone who was a big supporter of Cinders. I was just another VTuber. And I, would see Cinder around every now and then because she's a very large indie VTuber, right? And our interactions were, I think I rated her once and then she was like, thank you. But like, that was it, right? I wasn't an avid supporter of hers and wasn't too invested in watching her content and stuff like that. So making a video only felt self-serving and selfish. If I were to monetize it and just, yeah, I don't know. I understood that making a video would be more digestible than making another Google Doc. But my morals got in the way of me continuing the video project. And I know a bunch of other people made some videos, but it didn't sit right with me. So I scrapped it. But man, like, can we talk about how Nano just lied about being manipulated? And then her so-called friends, which these people, Sinder and friends, met in real life. Like, these weren't just internet relationships. They met in real life. But all it took was one artist, Nano, to cry manipulation for all of her friends in the community to turn against her. And it was a lie. But I guess that's the VTubing community, where the boobs are bigger than the brains. So just disappointed, I guess. Unsurprisingly disappointed. It's just so annoying, I suppose. But the situation was very interesting to me, and it was actually like an organized event, like an organized canceling, I guess, effort to cancel. But she came back, which I always believed, like, if you're passionate about content creation, then come back. You're gonna run into more and more people that want to cancel you. It sucks that it was her friends this time and her artist and some other people. But anywho, she powered through it, so now she's back. It's good to see. Anywho, speaking of social media, I have been showing signs of life, but in the most low effort way possible. I have been on Twitter, getting into conversations, if you want to call them that. Some of them are arguments, most arguments, I don't know. I made a few memes here and there too, and just basically trying to show people that I'm not dead, I'm still around, but I am definitely doing the bare minimum when it comes to content creation. So safe to say I was dealing with burnout on top of everything else. That one spark of motivation to make a video, I, squashed, and then I disappeared again. And then I was just burnt out. I needed some space. I needed some time to sit down and restructure, think about what the heck I'm doing with myself. Do I want to take content creation into my future? I'm growing up and I've been VTubing for 3 years now. Is this something I want to keep doing? And I found an answer. And the answer is, yeah, I do want to keep making content. I realize that I still enjoy it, even when it frustrates me and frazzles me, and I'm not someone who can go with the flow. I like structure, and when things don't go the way that I plan them, it rattles me. So I'm trying to get better with going with the flow and having more fun with it. Realizing that not everything needs to be perfect, Powder. You know, it can just you can just wing things sometimes. But anywho, like this video, right? Okay, back to the bullet points. um, so speaking of structure, I do plan to come back. I plan to come back January 5th, which I believe is a Monday. And I want to say that I'm looking forward to it. And I am genuinely sorry for making you guys wait. I'm sorry for taking so long. I know it's disappointing when a content creator you like to watch just suddenly disappears, but I am coming back. And I hope you understand the reasons why I took some time away. I did restructure myself and my plans so that I can come in with more motivation and a more positive mindset. Knock on wood that nothing too bad happens. But a more positive mindset. Yeah, I'm just ready to get back to it, and I don't know, like stream and make videos and make memes and dick around and argue with like retards on Twitter, and I need to do more, and I need to show up for you guys more. I need to show you guys that I still care about you, and disappearing for like 3 months and only posting on Twitter is not good enough. So I'm ready to be a content creator again. I'm ready to get back into VTubing, and to hell with it. You know, I'm just gonna have fun, and I'm gonna try and make it worth your while. So if you want to give me a chance and spend some time with me, then I'll see you on January 5th. And I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you guys again and chatting and just being more present. It's about damn time. So, yeah. I don't know if I said this, but happy Halloween, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. So, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.